Hello and welcome to our reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the PlayArts Kai Lara Croft from the new Tomb Raider game. So, yeah, of course there was a Tomb Raider reboot, which is the only Tomb Raider game I've played that I actually enjoyed because it was actually pretty good. And, yeah, this figure was released around that same time. I believe it's also in the collector's edition of the Tomb Raider game. If you got that, it should be the same figure. Don't know if it comes with all the same stuff, but I assume it does. Anyway, really cool figure. Not hugely into PlayArts Kai, as in they just usually don't make stuff that I like. But now they have this, and I've gotten it. Well, not now, it's been out for a while. But I've got it now, and it's cool. And let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison. Here we have Lara Croft, 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe Wolverine, and 6 inch scale Hellboy, which is in a Marvel Legends size. She is, of course, bigger than both of them. PlayArts Kai figures usually 9, 10, 8 inch range. Somewhere around there. A lot of times they're not really in scale with anything in particular. But she is bigger than the normal sort of American scales that you would get. And here she is compared to the only other PlayArts figure I have, which is Adam Jensen from Deus Ex Human Revolution. And, yeah, they're probably in scale for the most part. Lara's female and shorter, and Jensen's like a big automated fellow man thing, or whatever I'm trying to say. What am I thinking of? What's the word I'm thinking of? Augmented man thing. He's not man thing. What am I talking about? Anyway, yeah, they work in scale, although that doesn't mean that she'll work in scale with other PlayArts figures. Anyway, let's get Jensen out of here and just look at Lara Croft. Alright, here we have Lara Croft. She's got her head up here, which we'll zoom in on in a minute. Down here, she's got this little green jade necklace. We'll probably see that whenever we zoom in on the head. Her arms are bare because she's wearing this sort of tank top with like another shirt thing under it and like a bra, I guess. These look like bra straps. She's got dirt and stuff painted all over her skin, which makes perfect sense. She's got a wrap on this shoulder over here. It looks like she's got a watch on this wrist, and then she's got wrapping around the wrist and hand on this side. I don't really like the color of that ball joint. It doesn't really match the wrapping. It's kind of gray, whereas the wrapping's kind of off-white, so they messed up a little bit on that, but it's not a big complaint. She's got blood and mud and stuff all over her tank top. She's got a strap that goes right there, which leads onto the back, which has a holster for the shotgun in it. She's got a belt around her waist, which has a holster for the pistol. She has a strap down here on the leg, which is movable. I don't know if it's meant to be used for that, but I use that to hold the rock climbing pick there on her leg, because otherwise she doesn't really have anywhere to put it. I guess you could put it in the belt strap here, but I've been putting it on her leg there. Pants are sort of a khaki color with lots of shading and dirt and stuff like that on it. Got a little wrap on this leg, pockets and stuff sculpted in there. Sort of wrappings and stuff around the ankles. Boots down there at the bottom, on the back. Standard sort of details that you would expect to see. It's shading. Overall, paintwork really nice on this figure. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the head sculpt really quick. Head sculpt wise, it's not really game accurate. PlayArts tend to do more sort of anime-ish faces. It doesn't look bad, it's just not game accurate. I don't really have any issues with it. They do put a bit of too much shading around the eyes. Her eyes have a lot of brown around them, which seems unnecessary. It actually looks worse in person because there's not quite as much bright light on it as there is right now, but yeah, bit too much of that. Hair is sculpted nicely, has a bit of paint work in it. She's got her ponytail back here, a little wrap on there. You can see the jade necklace there a little bit better. All in all, face sculpt's nice. Not game accurate, but it looks good for what their style is, so it's fine. Alright, let's zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Lara Croft is pretty standard for a PlayArts figure. Head goes up and down, side to side, pretty much full range of motion there. Long joint shoulders, up and down, in and out. It's got the little shoulder joint that moves forward and back there. Bicep cut, ball joint elbows, in and out, rotation on both ends of that joint. Same thing for the wrist, hinge in and out, and rotate there on both sides. Diaphragm joint, forward, back, side to side. Not quite full range of motion, but not bad. Same thing down here at the bottom. She also has the sort of a rubber crotch piece here that hides the hip joints. Hip joints go in and out, forward and back, rotate around on the ball joint. Double jointed knees. Not the worst looking double jointed knees I've seen on PlayArts figures, but Still looks a bit weird. Ankles hinge down, up. You can get pivot out of them if you sort of rotate them around on the hinge. And then they also have the little weird rotating toe joint that no one likes if you want to use that instead. Anyway, articulation-wise, she's perfectly acceptable. You can get her in pretty much any pose you want to, so that's very nice. She comes with a good bit of accessories and some extra hands, so let's look at those real quick. Hands-wise, she essentially just comes with what amounts to a lot of different trigger hands for both sides, because almost every one she comes with is a trigger kind of hand. So there's 2 of them. Here's 2 more of them. Once again, pretty similar. And then she comes with 1 more trigger hand for this side. So that's a total of 5 hands. As you can see, almost all of them are for holding guns and weapons and stuff. Speaking of guns and weapons, let's go ahead and look at those. She's got her rock climbing pick, which is red, black, little handle down there, which is kind of a silverish gunmetal kind of color. Sculpted very nicely, painted nicely, no problems with it whatsoever. She comes with a shotgun, blackish gunmetal kind of color, a little bit of brown there, wrappings on the handle. It does have like a little notch here, normally. It broke off me trying to put it into the holster thing on the back. It fits in there now, so that's a good thing, but it didn't really seem to fit in there while that was still on there. Maybe I just wasn't doing it right. But anyway, normally, a little notch right there. Nothing significant, you can't even really tell unless you look from the bottom. Here's her pistol, gunmetal, brown handle. Pretty standard look for a pistol. Fits in her hand pretty well, very useful, fits in the holster, all that kind of stuff. Here's her bow. It's got a little bit of wrap in there in the center. Brown, woodish look. This back here is like a thin, hard piece of plastic, so it doesn't actually have a string. You can't really draw it back or anything, which would have been better for posing, but unfortunately that is not an option. And then lastly, she comes with 1 arrow, arrowhead, fletching down there at the back. It's got a little notch thing there in the center. I wish she came with a lot of arrows and a quiver, but she doesn't, so you only get 1 arrow. You can pose her shooting arrows and stuff while shooting 1 arrow. And that works out pretty well. Alright, and quickly I just sort of threw every one of her accessories onto her. You can also put the bow over her shoulder if you want to do that, but I like to have her holding it. Holding the arrow there, gun, and pick there on her leg there, and then the shotgun's there on the back. So you can pretty much have her with every accessory she's got at once, so that's very cool. You can't do that with a lot of stuff. Alright. It's pretty much everything to do with the actual figure, except for the stand. So let's move on to that really quick. So yeah, she comes with the sort of, well, it's become standard PlayArts Kai stand. I haven't actually had one before because Jensen didn't come with one. I don't like it. It's big, it's bulky, it doesn't work as well as Tamashii stands at all. It comes with a couple of different sides of these clip arm things here, and you sort of have to bolt it together and stuff. And then this thing can sort of extend up and things like that. I don't know, I just don't like it. I guess I'm too used to the Tamashii stands, which are, they're just better than this. I just like them better. It works, it's functional, it's just more obvious than a Tamashii stand, and it's just bulky, and I just don't care for it too much. But, yeah, it's functional. You can totally use it if you want to. Anyway, let's move on to the packaging. Lara Croft comes in a fairly standard style of PlayArts Kai packaging, although sometimes they don't have the big door here like this one does and just have the window. But, yeah, got a big description thing in there, and a window, which also has like little logos from the game to show you where the accessories would be if they were all in there. Nice picture of the figure and artwork and stuff on the front, name of the figure on the sides, posing and stuff of the figure on the back, as well as a bunch of stuff that's in Japanese that I can't read. So, yeah, if you had something to prop open the door, I guess it would be good for in-package display, but apart from that, it's really not good for in-package display. So, yeah, Lara Croft. Alright, that wraps it up for Lara Croft, so until next time, goodbye! Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.